Hello, and welcome to Rumbo al Inglés. You're here with Alberto Alonso and, as always, the lovely, smashing, brilliant, extravagant, captivating, vibrant Rachel of the River.
Hi, Alberto.
Hi, how are you, Raquel?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I could be better. Ask me why.
Why could you be better?
Well, I have some bad news today. Well, I have two pieces of bad news for you today. Yeah, I know. Well, I'd rather give you the bad news up front, and tell you before so there are no surprises later. Ask me what the bad news is, please.
What's the bad news?
One more time.
What's the bad news about?
News with an S. Even though it's on, I did this on purpose. Did you get it right? I did that on purpose because I know you don't like that question. Okay, now, what is the bad news? News has an S, but it's uncountable. Remember, I know in Spanish it's different. I understand, but this is the way it goes. All right, so Raquel, ask me what the bad news is.
What's the bad news is about?
No. Okay, tell me what Raquel did wrong. She said, "What's the bad news is?" There's two verb to be's in there. You can't put is and is, can you? Is this correct? Oh no, Raquel, we're off to a bad start today.
It could be better.
It could be better, right. Raquel is a little rusty today. I hope you're not rusty. Are you rusty? Have you been practicing? I'm telling you, I will come to all your houses. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm coming. I know where all of you live. I'll be there when it's time to eat, actually. I'll always try and come around dinner or lunchtime. So prepare some salmorejo, some jamon. You know what I like, okay? All right, Raquel, one more time. Cross your fingers. Ask me what the bad news is.
What's the bad news about?
Okay, no, the about is not necessary. The about actually would be incorrect. What is the bad news? You don't like this question.
No.
You don't like bad news. Maybe it's because you don't like bad news.
Because I feel nervous. What's
you feel why do you feel nervous?
News?
Okay, one more time. Give it to me one more time.
What's the bad news?
One more time.
What's the bad news?
That's the question. What do you want to know?
I want to know what the bad news is.
Yes. All right. Okay, well, the first bad news is I'm feeling a little under the weather today. Yeah, I don't feel. To feel under the weather is I don't really feel 100% today. Ask me what's wrong.
What's wrong with you?
I have a sore throat. Ask me if I'm taking any medicine.
Are you taking any medicine?
No, I'm not. Ask me why I'm not taking any medicine.
Why are you not taking any medicine?
Okay, remember, always use contractions. Why?
Why aren't you taking any medicine?
Okay, right. Why aren't you taking any medicine? Now, why did I just tell Raquel to use contractions? Why, Raquel?
I don't know.
Okay, what is the goal of learning English? To get as native as possible. And you know what? We use contractions all the time. Because when you don't use a contraction, it sounds like a mother speaking to her child. If you do not do your homework, you will not go out. Okay? And nobody wants to sound like a nagging mother. What is this? A nagging mother. Do you know this word? To nag. Okay, a nagging mother is this. Okay, to nag, N-A-G. Nag is when you say, you have to do this, you have to do the other thing. Why didn't you do this? To bother people. How do you say detestable, speaking of?
Obnoxious.
Yes, 5 points.
Thank you.
Did you get it right? Obnoxious. I hate to be obnoxious, but my job is to make sure you're learning English. So, obnoxious. Sorry to be so obnoxious. Oh, my pen. Did you like my pen? You didn't even notice my pencil.
No, I did, but I didn't say anything. I was looking at it.
You like it, don't you? This is a special pencil. Now, I've noticed, too, you have some special pens over here. Tell me about these pens, please, because I'm a little curious about these pens.
This is my favorite pen.
Okay.
This is Olivia Smith.
Olivia Smith. Okay, Olivia Smith. Hello, Olivia.
This is Alberto.
Hi, Olivia. I can't believe I'm saying hello to a pen. Okay.
And this is Paul Berry.
Paul Berry.
Paul, this is Alberto.
Hi, Paul. How are you? Nice to meet you. Now, is Paul Berry named after anyone? Is he named after anyone in particular?
He's named after a friend of mine.
He's named after a friend of yours, right? To be named after, okay? I am named after my two grandfathers. One's name is Alberto, and the other's name was Gustavo. So my name is Alberto Gustavo. I am named after them, right? If you are named after someone, you have the same name as them. Well, nice to see your pens over here. Where did you get your pens?
From a shop in Sweden.
From a shop in Sweden. Very good. Ask me if I've ever been to Sweden.
Have you ever been to Sweden?
No, I haven't. Ask me why.
Why haven't you ever been to Sweden?
Because I don't have any money. Ask me why.
Why don't you have any money?
Because I don't know how to save money. Ask me why.
Why don't you know how to save any money?
I don't know. It's just something from birth. I've never been good with money. Are you good with money?
Sometimes I try to.
Okay. Now, Raquel, I told you one of the pieces of bad news, that I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling under the weather. But the other piece of bad news is, well, ask me what we're going to work on today.
What are we going to work on today?
We're going to work on irregular verbs. I know. I can see your smile. I can see that big, big smile. Okay, let's take a look. What I want to do, we're going to put up a chart so you can take a look at home. Now, Bea is, she's excellent. Bea takes care of all the graphics here. You don't see her right now, but she is behind the scenes making sure, see, that's Bea. Bea just put that there, okay? So we have forecast, have, bend, swell, and mislay, okay? Thank you very much, Bea. I appreciate that, okay? Now, let's take a look at what these words mean, and let's take a look at how to conjugate them, all right? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I am.
Let's get started. Okay, pronosticar o prever. How do you say this? There was the first one.
Forecast.
Forecast. Very good. Forecast. Now, every day I forecast the sales for our department. Yesterday?
I forecast the sales for our department.
Yes, for our, not
Hour.
or.
I was thinking of an hour.
Okay, our
You're too
nuestro
quick.
is the same as una hora, hour. The same pronunciation. One more time. Yesterday?
Yesterday I forecast our sales for our department.
For the whole department. For the whole
For
department.
the whole department.
Okay, and lately?
I forecast our sales for all the departments.
Yes, okay, forecast, forecast, forecast. The next one, tener, very common verb, very, very common verb.
To have.
To have, absolutely. I hope you know that one. If you don't know that one, we have a serious problem. Okay, every day I have breakfast with my colleagues. Yesterday?
I had breakfast with my colleague.
And lately?
I've had breakfast with my colleague.
Very good. Wait, so give me the last word one more time.
Lately, I've had breakfast with my colleague.
Okay, your college is your university.
My
How
colleague
could-
is.
College, you know. Okay,
I'm
stop.
sorry.
A lot of people mispronounce this word. Are you one of those people? College is another word for university. Think of this. I love football. You know I love football, right? Soccer or football. Think of the word liga, colleague, colleague. It's the same as league, colleague, not college, because college is another word for university. So give it to me one more time, Raquel.
Lately, I've had breakfast with my colleagues.
Very good. Colleagues. Repeat it. Again. Again. Repeat it as many times as is necessary until you say colleagues every time naturally. Detestable, how do you say it?
Obnoxious.
Very good. And I'm so bad. How do you say galimatías?
Gibberish.
Gibberish, gibberish. Repeat it, gibberish, okay? I'm going to test you. Remember, we have crazy classes from time to time where I test everything, okay? I don't forget. I have a very good memory. And if not, I write things down. Okay, the next one, doblar. Now, I don't mean to double. Like, if you take one and you make it two, this is to double. But doblar, like this.
To bend.
To bend, absolutely. Now, every day I bend my pipe, okay, pipe, every day. I'm very strong, I'm Superman. This is a part-time job. During the night I'm saving people and stopping a lot of crime in the city. No. Okay, so every day I bend the wires or the cables, yeah? And yesterday?
I bent the cables.
Yes, bent. And lately?
I've bent the cables.
Okay, very good. Now be careful. This is not doblar ropa. This is specifically harder things. To bend usually is something metal, something you have to make an effort to bend. What is it when you're talking about clothing or maybe paper like this? What is this?
Fold.
To fold. Very good. So remember, bend and fold are both doblar. But bend is more for things that are metal, things like this, yeah? And fold is for fabric or paper or things that you don't need to make so much of an effort. Okay, very good. Hincharse, hincharse. This is my glands are today. Okay. All right,
Your
hincharse.
glands. Okay.
Okay. Every day my throat
Swells.
swells. Yesterday my throat
Swollen. No.
swelled, okay? Every day my throat swells. Yesterday my throat swelled. And lately my throat has
Swollen.
swollen, okay? So this is swell, swelled, swollen, okay? Very good, very good. Okay, and another one, okay? Extraviar, perder.
Mislay.
To mislay, absolutely. So every day I mislay my things. Yesterday.
I mislaid my things.
And lately?
I've mislaid my things.
Very well, you need to be more responsible if you're always mislaying your things, okay? Ask me how often I mislay my things.
How often did you mislay your things?
I mislay my things all the time. In fact, if my head weren't attached to my shoulders, I would probably mislay my head. Yeah, I know. I'm a disaster. I am. But what can I do? Sometimes your personality, this is the way you are. This is the way you are, okay? Do you mislay things very often?
Yes, I do.
Okay, sure. What is another way to say mislay? Another way. Do you know?
Misplace.
Very good. 5 points.
Thank you.
I keep forgetting to give you points. If I forget to give you points, remind me. Remind me, because sometimes it slips my mind, okay? All right, let's take a look, Raquel. What I want to do, let's do a few translations just to put them into context. Because, again, if they're just words separate, they don't help you really use them. But when they're in context, then you can really grasp the meaning or understand or get the meaning. Okay, here we go. Nunca antes han pronosticado nieve en julio.
They've never forecast snow in July.
Yeah, they've never forecast snow in July. Ask me.
Have they ever forecast snow in July before?
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. I think it was in Argentina, though.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think maybe in Patagonia they forecast snow in July. Do you like the snow, Raquel?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay. Ask me if I like the snow.
Do you like the snow?
Yes, I do. One of my favorite sports happens in the snow. Do you know which sport I'm speaking about?
Are you talking about skiing?
No, not skiing. Not skiing. Similar, but not skiing. In fact, I have a rivalry. Rivalidad, I think, in Spanish. A rivalry with the skiers. So what sport do I do?
Did you do snowboard?
Yes, snowboarding. So yeah, we have a rivalry. Now remember, we don't practice sports in English. We do or we play sports. We don't practice sports. In Spanish, practicar deporte, right? But no, in English, we do sports or we play sports. Okay, do you do any sports, Raquel?
Not really.
Not really. Tell me to ask you why you don't do any sports.
Ask me why I don't do any sports.
Why don't you do any sports, lazy? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm a little bit lazy and I don't have a lot of time.
Okay, all right. Is this an excuse? Do you do any sports? I hope so, because if not, the holidays come and what happens? Yeah, you have a belly, a belly. That's good because that's going to be one of our vocabulary words later in the show. So we'll go back to that. Okay, another one. ¿Has tenido migrañas alguna vez?
Have you ever had a migraine?
Okay, have you ever had a migraine? Okay, now what happens, let me ask you this, this is perfect, right? Have you ever had a migraine, migraña, migraine? Okay, now what happens if you have them repeatedly or if you have back pain repeatedly? We have an adjective that we like to use in English when you have something repeatedly. Do you know what this is?
No.
Chronic. I have chronic migraines. I have chronic back pains. Okay, chronic means if you have something not only once, but it's maybe repetitive. Okay, do you have any chronic pains?
No, not so far.
Okay, good, good. Knock on wood, right? Well, this isn't wood. Oh, we have wood here.
Depend.
Knock on wood. Yeah, knock on. Ow, ow. I think I hurt my, what are these, Raquel? What are these called?
Knuckles.
Knuckles. What is the phrasal verb that comes from that?
To knuckle down.
To knuckle down. And what does it mean? Tell them, people at home.
To make an effort to get something done.
Yeah, to get serious about something. I'm going to knuckle down and study my English. Are you going to knuckle down and study your English? I hope so. It's time. It's time. All right, here we go. Here we go. Are you ready? Tuvimos una cena encantadora en casa de Hannah anoche.
We had a lovely dinner at Hannah's place last night.
Okay, at Hannah's place last night. Now let me tell you another trick we have in English, okay? We have a trick where you don't have to say Hannah's house or Hannah's place. You can just say at Hannah's, okay? Where were you last night? I was at Alberto's. I was at Tony's. And it's already inferred that you're speaking of their house. Okay, did you know that, Raquel?
Yes.
Okay, great, great. It's a very native way to say casa de tal, right? I was at Paco's last night, okay? And you assume the house. You assume this part, okay? Very good. Here we go. Here's another one. Tu pierna se ha hinchado aún más desde ayer.
Okay, so your leg has swelled.
Has and have with
Swollen.
the third column. Has and have, third column. When you say have, when you say has, I hope you go to your past participle. Give it to me one more time.
Your leg has swollen more than yesterday.
Yes, okay. Y aún más is even more than yesterday. One more time. Give it to me one more time.
Your leg has swollen even more than yesterday.
Ask me.
Has your leg swollen even more than yesterday?
No, but my throat has swollen even more than yesterday. I know I'm complaining. I'll stop complaining. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No one wants to hear my problems. Okay, here we go. Now, there's another meaning of swell too, okay? To swell is also subir de agua. So a river can swell. When a river swells, this means that it overflows. Colmar, I think, in Spanish. Right? La gota que colmó el vaso. This is one of my favorite expressions. Do you know how to say that in English, Raquel?
No.
Ask me how to say it in English.
How do you say that in English?
You say, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah, I know, it's long. It's very long. The straw that broke the camel's back. But we have a shorter way. That was the last straw. If you imagine a camel who is carrying straw, baja, you put one more piece and it broke the camel's back. So you can say it very simply, that was the last straw. La gota que colmó el vaso. Okay? But also to swell. Okay? So, el río creció e inundó el pueblo.
The river swelled and flooded the village.
And flooded the village. Okay? Has the Manzanares ever swelled?
Like to get bigger?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't imagine. It's like a little stream. It's like a little stream, the Manzanares. Actually, though, the Manzanares is very beautiful when you go up to the north a bit. To Manzanares el Real. Do you know this area? I think it's Pedriza or Pedraza. I always confuse those two.
Pedriza.
Pedriza. Beautiful. Really nice in the summer. Have you been up there?
No, but I have to go then.
You have to go. If you haven't been there, go. Madrid has so many beautiful things just in this area. You know, in the 30-minute radius, you can find so many interesting places, historical. I'm doing an ad for Madrid, Comunidad de Madrid. Okay. I hope they pay me for that. Okay, all right, here we go. Here's another one. ¿Cómo doblaste tu espejo lateral?
How did you bend your side mirror?
How did you bend your side mirror? Sure, okay. Lo doblé mientras intentaba aparcar.
I bent it while I was trying to park.
Yes, I bent it. Ask me.
How did you bend it?
Okay. I bent it when I was trying to park. I copied your answer. Okay, here we go. ¿Te lo pasaste bien en los Alpes?
Did you have a good time in the Alps?
Okay, sure. Okay. To have a good time, pasarlo bien, right? Okay. It doesn't mean to have good weather, buen tiempo, right? This is different. My students say, how was the time? I go, what do you mean, how was the time? Okay, time is not weather. You know that, though. You know that. Okay. Se me hinchó la cara cuando me picó una avispa.
My face swelled
Yep.
when a wasp stung me.
When a wasp stung me, okay? To sting. Sting. Bees, right? Wasps, scorpions. This is to sting. Now, for mosquitoes and things like this, spiders, to bite, okay? Sting and bite. Sting and bite. Sting is more of a, like this, right? And bite is more like beithko, as you say, like a pinch. Okay, some more vocabulary. Remember when you were in school and the teacher was telling you something and you weren't listening, you were just drawing things like this. What is this called? Do you know, Raquel?
Drawing.
Okay, drawing. But there's another word that's more specific for garabatear. Oh, that's a difficult word in Spanish, garabatear. Do you know the word?
No, I don't.
To doodle, to doodle. Okay, give it to me one more.
To doodle.
To doodle, yeah, this is doodling. It's just drawing without any specific reason. To doodle. I like to doodle with my big pencil, okay? Imprimir, you know this one because you do it every day in the office, I'm sure.
To print.
To print. And what is the machine that does it?
A printer.
Absolutely. And what does the machine have inside?
Ink.
Ink, right. Is ink countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
Very good. All right, all right. How do you say raíz? Raíz.
A root.
A root. Okay, now it can also be raíces de familia, roots, but also from a plant. And also, many times it's common to say, what is the root of the problem? La raíz, the main idea in the problem, okay? La raíz, the root, the root. Okay, what about máquina para hervir agua? Hervir agua. Máquina para hervir agua.
The kettle.
A kettle. I knew you knew this one. I knew you knew that one. A kettle, okay? A kettle. Now remember, doodle and kettle, they end with L-E. This L-E sound in English is always E-L. Kettle, doodle, right? It's not L-E, but it's pronounced E-L. Okay, another one. How do you say puerro? Puerro.
Leek.
Leek. Do you like leeks?
Yes.
Okay, do you like the very popular potato leek soup? Yeah?
Yeah, when you cook them in the oven.
Absolutely. Okay, now there's another word, gotera. How do you say gotera?
Leek.
Yeah, the same. Leak. The difference is gotera is L-E-A-K and the other is?
L-E-E-K.
K. That's correct. Okay? So there are two words that sound the same, but they have different meanings. Okay? Leak. What about this one? Panza.
A belly.
A belly. Yes, a belly. Now, it also can be called a paunch. A paunch or a belly. Okay? Do I have a belly, Raquel?
No, you don't.
Okay, that's another 20 points. I'm going to give you 20 points for that one, okay? I don't have a belly, and you have 20 points, okay? All right, and the last one, entradas. And I'm not talking about to the movie theater or to the theater. I'm talking about these entradas. Yeah, I know. Don't tell me I don't have those because I can see it in the mirror every day. What are these entradas called?
I learned that today, this morning.
And you forgot it?
No. Receding hairline.
Receding hairlines. This is a receding hairline. Yes. Raquel, now be honest. Do I have receding hairline?
That's not receding hairline to me.
Okay, I'm going to give you another 20 points.
That's what I wanted.
You know how to get points. You just give me compliments and I give you points. Okay, I understand how this works. Okay, and one more thing now. Let's take a look at a translation. Se nota que él tiene raíces hispanas.
I can see he's got...
I can see, we would say se nota in English, okay? Se nota is I can tell, okay? You can tell, uno puede decir, is really the translation. You can tell he has receding hairline, roots. Well, you can tell he has receding hairlines too. Se nota, you can tell. So give it to me one more time. Se nota que él tiene raíces hispanas.
I can tell he's got Latin roots.
I can tell he's got Latin roots. Okay, give me one more. Hay una gotera en el tejado de nuestra casa.
There is a leak in the roof in our house.
Okay, not in the roof, on
the roof.
Right? On the roof, encima de, on the roof. Okay, well, Raquel, you have some new vocabulary, you have some verbs, you have some nouns, you have tons and tons of things to look at, okay? What I want you to do is keep studying. Don't give up. You have to keep studying. It's a process, okay? And it's unfortunately time for us to go, Raquel.
Okay.
Did you have a good time?
Yes, I did.
Me too, okay?
They did as well.
And they did too. Very glad they had a good time too. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us again here on Rumbo al Inglés. I'm Alberto Alonso. I'm here with Raquel del Rio, of course, okay? And we want to thank you for being with us. Try not to miss us too much. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.